use both UX Pilot and Figma Make, two of the top AI tools for UI UX, but which one can actually speed things up for us? Today we'll put them to the test in brainstorming, ideation, wireframing, and prototyping, and believe me, I was not expecting the new prototyping powers these tools have. Hello, MJ here, and if you're a designer that wants to use AI tools responsibly and ethically, you're in the right place. And really quick, if you don't know what UX Pilot is, it's an AI tool that lets you create wireframes, high-fidelity mockups, and predictive heat maps for mobile and desktop platforms, while Figma Make is an AI-powered tool built into Figma design platform that lets designers move from idea to interactive prototyping with prompts, no coding required. Both have very similar functionalities, but which one will actually resolve my design problems faster and better? Because with so much work, we are all looking for efficiency. So let's compare them for brainstorming and ideation first. From 1 to 10, which score will Figma Make have versus UX Pilot? To answer this, let's start prompting in Figma. And our prompt will be create a homepage design for an online learning platform website. The goal is to attract new learners and guide them towards exploring courses and signing up. Make the user experience attractive, engaging, and fun. Include most popular courses with information that compels the user to click. We're using the exact same prompt for UX Pilot's very simple prompt. We're not giving it specifics or styles, pages, or content because this is just brainstorming and we want to see what it gives us. Okay, here we have our online training site for both, and right out of the bat, we can see Figma Make used a very white look and feel when I asked for attractive, engaging, and fun, and I believe this is kind of bland, honestly. I feel UX Pilots did a better job at following that. The bright, energetic colors make this more attractive and fun, I would say. I'm not a fan of this orange color on top of the gradient, but overall, I think it's more attractive. In terms of the goal, which is attracting new learners and guide them towards exploring courses and signing up, Figma says, learn new skills, advance your career, join thousands of learners worldwide, access expert-led courses, earn certificates, and transform your future with LearnHub. Okay, we even have a name for the site. That's great. And our CTA is get started for free. I love this because this is targeted towards professionals. Though we didn't specify that it was for professionals trying to learn new skills, but if that was our target audience, the main reason they will try to learn something, it's most probably to advance their careers, and they are most likely looking for field experts to learn from them. And also, anything free is very enticing for users because this lets you try it out before actually committing to a specific platform. Certificate ready, awesome, but maybe the image could be better, maybe bigger, and maybe have a video or a full hero header image would attract more attention. Now let's check how UX Pilot did on the goal of getting people to sign up. I like that the first thing here says over 1 million plus students trust us. That is a very good metric to show. But then it says learn without limits. Okay, we usually write something that can speak to the user, right? So I'm wondering, what do they mean by limits? I doubt anybody walks around saying, yeah, I'm not learning because I have limits. No. So I think Figma Make did a better job with the hero header text. And I feel this is trying to talk more to young students instead of professionals. Again, we didn't specify our user persona, so AI is just assuming things. Then the button only says start learning today, which is fine. This might also depend on the business goals of the client, but I think offering a free trial will make more people sign up. Then this image does look fun and relaxed. This is talking more to younger people, I would think. Now for the sections and content, Figma Make has most popular courses, which is great because if they're popular, it increases the chances for the user to see what they want or what they are expecting to see. Why choose LearnHub? Everything you need to succeed in your learning journey. And then we have features of the platform, which is which will give extra reasons for the users to sign up, so it is helping the goal. Then we have success metrics, which tells users what will they get and how good the platform is. So great, this is still helping the goal to get people to sign up. Maybe adding more pictures and color might help visually here. And then start learning today with the CTA again. This is a great flow. First, I tell you everything you'll get, all the benefits and such. And then I tell you you can get all of those benefits if you click here. So the flow makes sense. Awesome. Very cookie cutter, I would say. But it does follow the goal to set people to sign up. So we do have some things we can consider for our final design here. Like the CTA explicitly saying that you can start for free. The flow from explaining the benefits first until repeating the CTA right after. Showing big numbers for success metric and relevant metrics also makes a lot of sense. Content for UX pilots. We start with explore popular categories first, then most popular courses. This one is similar to Figma, but I think explore popular categories might be more like an advanced feature, so it shouldn't be right below the fold. So I feel Figma Make did better by showing the most popular section first. And it's AI, it's cookie cutter, but I think these cards are smaller, like more compressed, which I like it better because that way users can see more things in the page, and that could help on retention. Oh, I also love this like chips here saying this is trending, and people love staying on trend, so that could be another reason for them to sign up. Then we have the big enticing numbers again, and the final section to sign up, same as Figma Make, but this time UX Pilot decided to add a free trial. This is definitely something that needs to go up in the main CTA at the top of the page as well, but okay, it tried. Now, one thing from UX Pilot that I didn't expect to see is this option over here, generate variations, which is a quick and easy way to brainstorm with it. And let's say we want 4 variations. After a few minutes, we have these 4 new versions. All of them slightly different, especially on the look and feel, but we generate all of these with just 3 clicks. And we're able to see all of them side by side, which is something you cannot do inside Figma Make, unless you move the screens to Figma Design. So for the initial prompt, both were very similar, but if I need to assign a score, UX Pilot was better following the attractive, engaging, and fun instruction. So for that, I'll give it a 4. But because of the generate versions capabilities, I need to increase it to 1 point. So let's say 5. Figma Make was better at tackling the goal of attracting new users with the CTA, the text on the header, and the content flow, which I think has a lot more weight than just the look and feel. So I will have to give it a 6. Okay, now let's say we did our research and analysis, and now we're ready to make our wireframes. So we already have a list of features we want to get in there. Here in UX Pilot, I'm getting ahead by asking for a screen flow, which is our next score category, but let's put that aside because right now we're scoring for wireframes. The prompt will be create a homepage design for an online learning platform website. The goal is to attract new learners and guide them towards exploring courses and signing up. Similar to brainstorming, but this time we're including the sections. So we want a hero section with compelling headline, subline, a call to action button that says start learning today. We want then feature courses and category section with icons, then student success stories, a call to action banner, and then just the footer and navigation. We also including some visual style. So let's say clean and modern design, light background with pops of blue and yellow accents, rounded cards and buttons. Voice and tone, we're also adding it to be professional but friendly and motivational. Use encouraging language that feels approachable. Tone should inspire confidence and curiosity. Okay, we'll use the same prompt for both Figma Make and UX Pilot. After a few minutes, this is what UX Pilot gave us. which is similar to what we got during the brainstorming, but this time we asked it to be more professional. So we got unlock your potential with expert-led learning. Join thousands of learners who are advancing their careers and discovering new passions through our comprehensive online courses. Start learning today, which is a good start. This data here is also great to compel users to sign up, so that's great. Then we have featured courses. Okay, remember this time we did ask it to show these sections that we have, so explore by category. Then we have free trial, call to action, and finally the footer. It did follow the sections we asked it to have, so that's great. It does look clean and modern. The cards and buttons are rounded. It does look professional and encouraging, which is what we asked it to do. It does look cookie cutter, which is honestly a thing with AI. So I would use this as a starting point. Don't use it as your final design. You need to iterate, test it, and iterate again. But I think this is a good start. And because it followed my directions, I will give UX Pilot a 7 for wireframing. Let's see what Figma Make gave us. Transform your feature with world-class learning. That's a good start. Join thousands of learners mastering new skills. Access expert-led courses in design, business, technology, and wellness. Start learning today. Free 7-day trial, cancel anytime, certificate included. All very great information to draw users to sign up. Not to be picky here, but this button is way too big. And I'm not fond of this color combination, but the color blue usually denotes trust, which is why pretty much all the AI tools give you blue when you ask it to be trustworthy and professional. But okay, let's see what we have in the other sections. Feature course, check. Explore by category, check. Success stories, check. Free trial, call to action, check. And footer, check. Again, we see these huge buttons though, and I very often see this issue with Figma Make when the text on the button is not visible at all, so it will definitely lose some points for that. Both UX Pilot and Figma Make gave us very similar results, but I will have to give Figma Make a 5 this time because of the huge buttons and invisible text on the buttons. Okay, now let's check screen flows, because for the majority of our work, or the wireframes or high fidelity mockups we need to do, we need a specific sequence of screens so the users can fulfill their goal, right? UX Pilot is able to automatically detect a potential screen flow. It will also let you modify the specifics of the flow if you like to, and generates all the screens in one go, which I already did with the wireframing by selecting this option. So let's take a look at the flow it created for us. We already looked at the homepage, so the next screen automatically created for us is course categories, where users can see and select them. You know what? Just by seeing these do not look clickable. They look like static hearts to me. Also, if this is supposed to be a button, the best practice for buttons is using a verb in the name, and this is not a verb, so it looks like just a piece of information. There's definitely better ways to show these, though I would say the colors are engaging. I will give them that. Then we have more ways to access categories. This section is probably not needed. You can just add this information in the cards above and that's it. Then we have structured learning paths. That is very interesting. A learning path is like a series of courses to get to a certain mastery level, and because this is for professionals, I believe this is a good idea for user testing. The next screen on our flow is you open a course and want to see the details. I like that we see the enroll button at the top, and in case our user is not ready, he can wishlist. That's great. Next in our flow is the shopping cart. You can see the courses, remove them, or save them for later. A great option again. We also have a list of other potential courses to add to cart, and let's click checkout, which I think is the last screen on our flow. We have billing information, You can add your payment method and complete the purchase here. It's great to see the consistency of placement for the main button. I do like that a lot. Overall, it makes sense. There's a step here I deliberately skip just for this example, but I think the flow is great. Again, we would take this and refine it, test it, and iterate again. Don't forget that. But I will give UX Pilot an 8 for workflow, not only because it makes sense, but also because I pressed one button to get this entire flow from it. And that is a huge time saver. Now, Figma Make does not have an explicit auto-flow feature like UX Pilot, but to make it a fair match, I explicitly added the exact prompt UX Pilot gave us to create the screens. So when I created the wireframe, I also added this. After the homepage, continue the screen flow by connecting the next set of pages in that order, page displaying various course categories with icons for easy navigation, and so on. So we wanted to try and add all the flow of the screens at the same time. And this is what we got. We already checked the homepage, so let's check the next screen of the flow, which it should be the course categories. And maybe if I clicked here, okay, that does not look clickable, but we do have the section. You can search courses, which is great, but maybe showing all the categories first might help the users. I'm thinking recognition rather than recall, though these category filters might help. The next screen should be showing the details of the course. How do I do that? Oh, okay. You need to click the card and what? This is huge. This image has no business being this big. This needs to be fixed. But okay, let's see the details. Yeah, seems like that's all we have. Those are all the details of the course. That is not that great. I think UX Pilot gave us more information. Well, from here, I guess I can just add to cart and view the cart. Okay, we have our shopping cart. We can remove, and UX Pilot gave us the option to save for later. I think that could be a very good way to avoid users from not buying the course at all, so UX Pilot did better with that. We can then proceed to checkout, and we have it very similar to UX Pilot. We have billing information, payment method, very standard. Then we have the complete purchase button on the right. Okay, cookie cutter, but a great way to start. So the score, because we didn't see a clear way to get to the course details, that page was very weird and incomplete, I would say. The image was huge. Then the save for later option was not there, and I needed to explicitly give it a flow. So I would give Figma Make a 5 for this. With everything AI, there should always be iterations, because that deliciously looking option 1 that you generated with one prompt is never the answer. So let's try iterations in Figma Make, and let's say we want to change the hero header to have a picture of a happy person learning through our online courses. Okay, that works. But let's try another thing. Have the hero header picture to cover the entire background while maintaining readability. And let's see what happens. Okay, after a few seconds we got this. This is great. It's barely noticeable, but it did add a dark layer on the top of the image in order to make the text readable, which I appreciate very much. I have to say, not all the AI tools are able to do this, but let's try one more thing here. Change the course category cards so they show related course images as backgrounds while maintaining good readability on the text. Also show 3 categories per row. Okay, that's great. It did what I told it to. Readability is very good. It could be better. Maybe making bigger fonts and make them bolder might help, but overall, I think it did a great job. So for iterations, I'll give Figma Make a 9 because it gave me readability, and because one new thing about Figma Make is that you can now move your designs easily to Figma Design by clicking this button here, and then you can edit anything from there. Of course, it's not perfect and it has its nuances, but they're constantly improving it. And at least we have the option, right? Now, UX Pilot. Look, I've been using Figma for years now, and if I see something wrong, I can just quickly push some pixels and fix it. But the fact that UX Pilot doesn't give you that, it makes it very frustrating to me. And to do any edits, even if you just want to move a button around, you need a prompt. UX Pilot does not have a freehand design feature or anything like that. But let's try prompt him to make some changes. First, change the hero header to have a picture of a happy person learning through an online course. Okay, it worked. Now let's try have the hero header picture to cover the entire background while maintaining text readability. And let's see what it does. I think it did add the transparent black layer on top of the image, but I don't think it's good enough for readability, especially for this small text here. But it did try. Let's try the third iteration for categories. Change the cursed category cards so they show related cursed images as background while maintaining good readability on the text. Show 3 categories per row. Interesting. It kept the colors, which is good, but I still feel the readability could be better. It could be because of the image they chose for us, and we can see that now the text is trimmed down, which is not what we wanted, definitely. Oh wait, what happened here? These 2 cards did not change at all. This can definitely be fixed, but that means spending more credits here. And for all of that, I will give a 4 to UX Pilot, honestly. Now, Figma Make and UX Pilot, they already gave us a somewhat interactable prototype. So let's preview UX Pilot first. Okay, can we click here? No, not clickable. Maybe enroll? Maybe categories? Nope. Why is nothing clickable? Oh, maybe if I click all the sign. No, it doesn't look like I can click anywhere. But if I created a flow automatically, I would expect the screens to be connected, and I do not see that. I guess we need to navigate through the pagination. So, okay, I only see a few things, some basic button hover states, some clickable looking cards. Oh, actually inputs are interactable at least, but this is not enough for me. I need to give UX Pilot a score of 2. What can I say? Okay, I know Figma Make will be better because I've done this several times, so let's run this and let's explore our curses. Awesome, we can find our perfect curse category. Okay, that name is kind of weird. We can change it, but let's go with that. Let's choose design. We have our huge curse details here that needs fixing, but at least the button works. Let's add 3 curses to our cart and then check the cart. It says we have 3 items. Great, we did that. Let's try removing some of them to see if it's actually making the calculations. And yes, it is. This is definitely so much better already. Let's finish the flow with the checkout page, and all of these fields are interactable. Amazing, amazing. Then if we complete the order, it even has an email check. I should be surprised, but I'm not because I've already seen this before, and that is awesome. I didn't prompt it to do it. It just did it by itself. Then let's try completing again. Okay, it's not checking all the fields because some of them should be just numeric, but we do have a confirmation message here to finish the flow. The next thing here would be to clear the cart and send them to another relevant page, which can be done later, but let's talk scoring. I think Figma Make did so much better job for this with such a small prompt. So I will have to give it a 9 because of all the interactivity that created for us. Now let's go with probably one of the most important things, Pricing. I have to say that scoring pricing could be very tricky because for UX Pilot, if you're doing early UX, you will need a lot of iterations, and the amount of iteration depends on the size and complexity of the project, but also on business needs, users' feedback, and your ability to create great prompts. So these are the current prices of UX Pilot, and the first one, start for free, is honestly just a trial because it only gives you 45 credits one time. It does not refresh monthly. Then we have the standard at $14 a month, the pro at $22 a month. If you're serious about using UX Pilot, you definitely need the pro plan because it's the only one that allows you to modify specific sections instead of global edits, which will help you keep your previous screen fixes in place. And you also get the image to design feature, which will allow you to use images of other designs to inspire your current design. In my last video, which was a UX Pilot full review, I estimated around 200 to 400 credits for a low complexity project. So imagine how many credits you need if you have 10 projects. 1200 credits will not be enough. You will need to purchase more. So the pro plan is about $264 plus whatever more credits you need for your projects. So I think I will give UX Pilot a score of 5 on pricing. On the other hand, we have Figma Make, which comes with Figma design already. Now, assuming you're the only designer in your team, you'll need a full seat to use not only Figma Make, but pretty much the entire Figma suite for $16 a month. That's $192 a year. For that reason, I will have to give Figma Make a score of 9 for pricing. It's time to know which tool wins the match, and you can see all the scores here. UX Pilot did win some runs, but Figma Make had some of the highest scores, winning by 12 points. My final take is that if you really want full control of your designs and you're already using Figma, use Figma Make. Test it out, try it, and it's not perfect, but they are constantly improving it. If you want a quick and dirty start, maybe brainstorming and ideating, and you're not using Figma, maybe UX Pilot might work better for you. Just be mindful of the credits you're using. Let me know what you think about my scoring, if you would score these tools differently and why, so we can all have a constructive discussion about this. And see you next time.